Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So this is going to be episode 2 of the tiny camper build. So in this episode I'm going to show you guys how I built my walls, including all the framing inside, the roof, and we may get into some electrical work on this episode as well. So before we get started here, I know I'm leaving some stuff out here, some details and whatnot, so if anybody has any questions, feel free to leave a comment or hit me up on Instagram or Facebook. I'll leave links in the description for those. If anybody has any questions, I'll be happy to try and do my best to answer them for you. If I can be of assistance to anyone who may be attempting to build like this, I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you guys have. All right, let's get into the episode. Okay, so when I started editing this episode, I realized that I forgot to film how I made my angle on my walls up in the front of the trailer. The 45-degree angle piece that comes up is very simple, so I'll just show you guys quickly on this scrap piece of plywood here. So all I did is I measured from my top corner of my sheet down 16 inches, made a mark. Then I measured over along the top of the sheet 16 inches. Okay, 16, made a mark right there. And that essentially makes a 45-degree angle. Then I just took a straight edge. I'm using my 4-foot level here. And I'll use the straight edge to make a line between those 2 points. And then I'll just cut this with my circular saw, and that makes the 45-degree angle that you see on my side panels of the trailer. So next I cut my front panel and glued and screwed it into place, making sure all my corners come flush on the outside. Next I cut out my one window that I had. So to do this I just held the window in place, made sure it was in the proper position and it was level and exactly where I wanted it. Then I just traced around the window frame inside and used my jigsaw to cut out the opening. So I dry fit my window here just to make sure the opening was the correct size and no adjustments were needed. Everything looked good. So I just took the window and placed it aside again for now. Alright guys, so we have 4 days in on this build right now. So just figured I would give you guys a little walk around, see what we have done so far. So that's 4 days right from the beginning when I started stripping down the old trailer right up to this point, 4 days. So this is what we've got. As you can see, I've got all the walls up. I got my one window cut in this side, so I only have one window sourced at this point, which is right here. I was able to pick this up on a local classified site. It's a used RV window. So I have my one window cut out and my 4 walls up. So here's the back of the trailer. This is going to be my cooking area right here. Still have some work to do here. Got to put some framing on the inside, so this will all be lined up flush right here when I'm done. This was the last piece I put on yesterday, so it's not quite finished yet. So here's my cooking area. I'm gonna have doors here that open up, and probably haven't decided exactly what I'm doing back here yet, but what I'm thinking is down here I'll have like a countertop type thing that is on hinges so it can open up, and when you flip it up, down below, all this area down inside of here will be storage area, and then the shelf or the countertop, whatever you want to call it, will come down, and this will be a surface here used for cooking, prepping food, etc. And up top here I'm going to have some type of cabinets or shelving to put stuff on up top. So when you come around to this side, this is where my door is going to be, and I'm hoping to also put another small window in here. So I'm thinking door right here and a small window back here. Then when I'm inside of the camper, I'll have the window on the other side and then a window here, so I'll be able to see out both sides of the trailer when I have it parked. So I still have to source out the door and a small window. So today I'm going to be heading over to a local RV, like a used RV dealership. I popped in there a couple of days ago, and the guy told me that he thinks he has some old windows and stuff kicking around. So I'm going to drop back over there today and see what we can find, because I really need to get this door cut out now so I can get inside and continue on with my framing. It's going to have a waterproof coating that's like a dark green color, so I just ordered that product online yesterday. It's supposed to be here next week sometime. So when that shows up, I'll talk more about the product that I'm using to coat the outside of the trailer, and show you guys the details on that. But yeah, pretty good start, and looking forward to getting some more progress done on the trailer today. So later that day I continued on with my interior framing. So like I said earlier, these framing pieces will allow a cavity for my insulation as well as somewhere to run my wiring. So later that day I also sourced out another used RV window, so you see me cutting out that window here. Unfortunately, I was unable to find anything suitable to use for a door, so I decided to just go ahead and I'm going to build my own door, so I'll talk more about that later. So here's window number 2 cut out, and right now I'm just cutting out my door. I'll make a door here out of plywood, and I'll waterproof it with the same waterproof coating that I'm going to use on the rest of the trailer outside. And the rest of the day was just carrying on with my interior framing. So later that afternoon I was also able to complete the roof of the trailer. So here I'm just making some measurements on a sheet of 5/8 inch plywood and just marking it with my level and making the cut with my circular saw. Once again, everything is glued and screwed into place just to add some strength. And because the top of the trailer was a little wider than 4 feet, I ended up having to do the roof in a couple of different pieces. I was also trying to use up some of the cut pieces of plywood that I had left over from the walls. With the price of plywood these days, you really have to try and use up all the pieces that you can. And the top of the trailer will be waterproof with the same waterproof product that I'm going to use on the entire outside, so everything will be completely waterproof when everything is said and done. So just screwing the last piece into place here, and that'll pretty much do it for the outside structure of the trailer. Okay, so that's going to do it for episode 2. So we got our walls done, managed to get the roof put on, and most of the interior framing is done as well now, as you can see. So I still have this back wall left to do, but I'm going to knock that out here now after I turn the camera off. But you guys get the idea of what's going on in here. So yeah, that's it for episode 2, guys. So in the next episode, I'm gonna start to do the wiring on the trailer, get all the electrical straightened out, and then I'll be able to start insulating inside, and we'll carry on from there. So hope you guys follow along on the build. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave me a comment. I'm open to any advice, feedback, suggestions that you guys may have, or can answer any questions. So take care, and we'll see you on episode 3.